Hi, I want to go over this midterm practice test that we did the other day. So here's choose the expression that is equal to 95. So what you would have to do on the midterm is to work out each one of them and see which one is 95. I already know which one the answer is. So I'm going to do this one first. So we have 125 minus 3 to the third power. 3 to the third power is not 3 times 3. It's actually 3 times 3 times 3. So that's going to be 125 minus 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So I'm going to go over here and work that out. Borrow one from there. 15 minus 7 is 8. 11 minus 2. So this one is 98. So it's not the answer. Let's look at this one. 7 squared plus 46. Now 7 squared, or 7 to the second power, is not 7 times 2. It is actually 7 times 7 plus 46. So that's 49 plus 46. And if you add them together, that's 95. So that would actually be the correct answer. So you see, you actually have to, we were lucky in that one was the first answer. Same thing here with 4 to the third power. That's 4 times 4 times 4. 9 to the second power is 9 times 9. Okay, match the expression 3 times the quantity x plus 6. Let me turn that off. With its equivalent expression. So what you'd have to do is use the distributive property and multiply this out. So this is going to be 3 times x and then 3 times 6. So 3 times x is simply 3x. Remember, a coefficient in front of a variable is multiplication, plus 3 times 6, which is 18. So which one of these expressions looks like that? So that would be that one, correct. Let's go on to the next one. If you can type 408 words in 4 minutes, how many words can you type each minute? I did not put instructions there, but you only need to write the number. So you would have 408 words divided by 4 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to go over here and just divide that. 4 goes into 1 4 times. Remember, we do divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So 4 times 1 is 4. Here's my subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down my 0. 4 goes into 0. 0 times. Multiply 4 times 0. We don't have to worry about that one when it's a 0. And then bring down. 4 goes into 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, and that's 0. So we have 102 words in 1 minute. Change 0.1 to a percent. Remember, if you consult your wheel that we did in class the other day, this is the one I'm talking about. So you would go to decimal to percent, which is the first one right there. And there's an example there for you to follow. Put that right in front of the camera. And then there are also instructions. So you want to keep this wheel with you, just in case you forget. But the instructions tell us to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So I'm going to go over 1 place. Oops, I don't have enough, so I need to add a 0. Remember, we can add as many zeros as we want, and that's going to put that there. So that's equal to 10%. You don't have to put the percent in here on this fill in the blank. Okay, complete the equation to show how to use the distributive property to express the sum of 75 plus 100 with a greatest common factor. So we're going to use our ladder method, find the GCF, and then rewrite this sum. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep my plus in there so that I know I'm doing a distributive property problem. What goes into both of those? I'm going to speed it up. 25 goes into 75 and 100. You can start with 5 and break it on down, because this ends in 5 and that ends in 0. So you can actually start with 5. 25 goes into 75 3 times. I'm going to bring down my plus sign. 25 goes into 100 4 times. So that's what goes in parentheses. So we would write it as a distributed or factored form like that. So it would be 25 times 3 plus 4. If you notice here, this is a form, if you had started with 5, you would have had 5 times 15 plus 20, but that's not one and done. You can still divide 15 and 20 by 5. So remember, get it down to one and done. This one tripped a lot of people up. Write the phrase as an expression, 6 less than a number p. And what threw you was that than right there. Remember, than means reverse. So the P will not be last, the P will be first. And we know less means subtract. So it would be P minus 6. So it would be this one here and not this one. Got it? All right. Calculate the area of the following shape. It is a parallelogram. I almost said trapezoid. Parallelogram. And area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height or length times width. So my base is 19 inches. My height is 5 inches. And 19 times 5, let me go ahead and do it over here before I mess up. 9 times 5 is 45. 5 carry the 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. So my area is 95 inches squared, but on the computer, I'm just going to put a 95. Okay, which fraction, decimal, or percent in the table below shows the least portion of the results in the class poll? Now, you can convert them all to decimals, you can convert them all to fractions, or you can convert them all to percents. It's up to you. I'm going to do percent, okay, because that's easier for me to see. So I'm going to convert this to percent by doing 14 divided by 25 on my calculator, and this one I'm going to do 11 divided by 25. I'm going to do that on my calculator, y'all, even though I could do it by hand. And so I got a 0.56, and then I know to convert that by moving my decimal over. So this one becomes 56%. And this one is 0.44. We know we move our decimal over twice. This one becomes 44%. This one we just have to move the decimal. That's 42%. Move the decimal over twice. 58%. If I went through that too fast, go to your wheel, okay? Because I'm trying not to make this video too long. So which one shows the least portion? So the smallest one is right there. So we're just looking for the smallest number. But the only way we can compare it is to make them all the same thing. Like I said, you could have made them all decimals. That's fine. It's just percents are just easier for me to see. So that would be the answer right there. That one right there, 18%. Okay, you can buy 10 ounces of syrup for $3.99, or 14 ounces for $4.29. Which one is the better buy? So you're going to do $3.99 divided by 10 ounces, and I'm going to use the abbreviation for ounces. This is a unit rate problem, guys. Anytime they're asking you for the better buy, it is a unit rate. I'm going to do these on the calculator. I can do them on hand, but yeah, I don't want to do that. So when I divided $3.99 by 10, I got 0.399. But remember, our answer has to make sense. And this is money. So we won't say I have 0.399 cents. We'll say we have 40 cents. So it's got to be 40 cents per 1 ounce. And then let's do this one. And that is, it came out to 0.306, but we have to round that one because we can't have 0.306 cents. So that's equal to, since that's a 6, I'm going to add 1 here, 31 cents for 1 ounce. So which one is the cheapest? This one right here. So that's this one, the 14 ounce for $4.29. Okay. Had a lot of issues on this one. I think we didn't get to one and done. That may have been the issue. I'm going to change colors here just because I'm bored with red. Okay, so greatest common factor 8, 24. So what goes in both of them? Both of them are even. So 2 goes into 8 4 times, 2 goes into 24 12 times. I think we stop there, but remember we have to be down to one and done. So let's try this again. Both of these are even, so 2 goes into both of them. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. Okay? So I still have two even numbers, so I can still do a 2. I know some of you probably already had the 8 from the beginning, but yeah, you're just smart. Okay? 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Now I got all these numbers here. My GCF is going to be, I'm going to have to multiply all these numbers to the left. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. I'm not adding them. It's not 2 times 3, which is 6. It's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Got it? So my GCF is 8. And we could have done that with just 8 in the first place. We still would have gotten there. Okay, this one's 7.35 plus 5.1. Remember, line up the decimals. Line up the decimals. Okay? So line up my decimals. Go ahead and line it all the way up. 5, I don't know why I'm writing sideways, y'all. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12.45? 12.45. Okay, this one threw some people because you chose this answer. And some of you chose this answer. And both of those are wrong. Okay. Because what is a coefficient? Think about it for a second. Yes, you're right. The coefficient is a number in front of a variable. Some of you say a number with a variable. That's fine. So these two have coefficients because we have variables. So my coefficients are 2 and 9. The number only, guys, not the variable with it, okay? So it's not 2x and 9y. It's simply the 2 and the 9, okay? If you move 44 meters in 11 seconds, what is your speed? I hope you still have the DST triangle that I gave you. Remember distance, speed, and time. We're looking for speed, so we're going to cover that up. So that's distance divided by time. So my speed is going to be my distance divided by time, which is 44 meters divided by 11 seconds. And if I divide that, I get 4 meters per second. So I can put that in there as this, or I could have simply put a 4. Now, least common multiple. Had a lot of issues on that one too. So I think some of you mixed up GCF and LCM, I believe. Okay, so let's see. And so we have 12 and 15. Now what goes into 12 and 15? 3. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Now what goes into 4 and 5? Right, 1. So we're already at 1 and done. And some of you said it was 3, and some of you just gave up on life at this point. But remember, LCM, draw your L, and then you're going to multiply everything in the L. So my LCM is equal to 3 times 4 times 5. So 3 times 4 is 12 times 5, and 12 times 5 is 60. So the least common multiple, that's the smallest number you will get when you start multiplying 12 times 1, 12 times 2, and then 15 times 1, blah, 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 blah. That would be the smallest number you would get, would be 60. Okay, got it? Got it. Okay, y'all got this one all day, every day. I think almost everybody got this one right. There are 246 fish evenly divided among 6 tanks at a store. How many fish are in each aquarium? Okay, so we have to divide. 246 divided by 6. I'm going to do this one by hand. So remember, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. 6 doesn't go into 2. 6 goes into 24 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. That's my multiply step, my subtract step, my bring down step. 6 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. 0. So there are 41 fish in each tank. Okay, this one, let me go ahead and clear screen. You can always rewind it back. This one here, 1/4 divided by 3/8. So remember, keep, change, flip. Okay, 1 times 8 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. That is not the answer because you have to simplify fractions. And I'll make sure that I clarify that on the midterm. So to simplify what goes into 8 and 12, we can use the GCF method also. 8 and 12. What goes in both of them? 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 4 goes into 12 2 times. That's my simplified fraction. Or I could have simply divided the top and bottom by 4. Always simplify ratios and fractions. This one threw you. Use the formula P equals 4 times S. So remember, this is perimeter equals 4 times the side length, S. The perimeter of a square with side length S of 12 inches. So it's a multiplication problem, young people. So P equals 4 times S, and S, they told us, is 12. So just remember, it is a multiplication problem, 12 inches. So my perimeter is 48 inches. And it's not inches squared because perimeter is just a straight length. It's like if you walk around the building, how far have you walked? Perimeter is a distance. So it'll be 48 inches. Okay. Area. Now, some of you just did 13 times 4 and got 52, and you went on with your life, and the system marked it wrong because that was the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. So we got 13 times 4 divided by 2. I think that's 52 divided by 2, which is 26 centimeters squared. But in here, you can just put this 26. Okay, again, if I'm going too fast, I'm just trying to not be too long on this video. I think I'm already past that point, though. You can just stop it and go eat a snack and come back later. Okay. Number 19, there are 10 girls in a class of 22 students. What is the ratio in simplest form? So you got to simplify, and a lot of you miss that. You didn't do it. It's just like a fraction. You got to simplify it. So of girls to boys. Now, they didn't tell us how many boys, right? So you, most of you knew how to do this. If it 10 girls in a class of 22 students, I'm just going to subtract the girls from the total to get the boys. So I have 12 boys in class. And a lot of you left your answer, ratio of girls to boys. A lot of you left it like that, but you can't do that. So I'm going to use good old GCF. What goes into both of those? 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. So that's the correct simplified ratio right there, people. Right, you got to simplify 5 to 6. And you could put this in like this. Remember, you can write your ratio in 3 forms. You could have written it like that, or you could have just put a slash. Now this one threw you because, on the first practice we did, we filled out both of these, right, on the one we did on the board. But this one says, Bill found that 2 cars passed her house. I guess her name is Billy with an IE. In 4 minutes. Using this rate, how many cars passed in 20 minutes? So all I want is this right here. I want this column right here. I don't care about that one because the question isn't about that one. So I'm going from here to here. 4 times what gives me 20? Times 5. So then, since these are equivalent ratios, 2 times 5 gives me 10. If you don't believe me, 2 times 3 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12, 2 times 4 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 5 is 10, 4 times 5 is 20. So 10 cars passed in 20 minutes. Change 22% to a simplified fraction. We are almost done, y'all. Look at it. So remember on this, so percent to fraction at the bottom here, this bottom, percent to fraction. Okay, so you want to look in there and it says just take your percent and put it over 100 and then simplify. And I'm using my ladder method to simplify. What goes into both of these? They're both even, so 2. 2 goes into 22. 11 times 2 goes into 150 times. 11 is prime, and it does not go into 50, so I'm at 1 and done. So you can write it with a slash. That 50 looks a little crazy. That looks crazy. I can't write today, y'all. Let me try it again. I need purple. Okay, so just write it here. Equals 11. 11 over 50. All right, I hope this helps. And parents, I hope this helps you at home. I also included the paper where Miss Lott worked these problems out with the other I posted a study guide, not this one, but I posted another study guide that we went over last week, and with the answer key, and Miss Lott worked those out. That's another one of our sixth grade team members. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. I hope this helps.